welcome everyone. I'm Rebecca Saltman and I'm here with my dear friend Jade Rader, and this is the EMPATH Insights Summit. We've noticed some time ago that there was a gap when it came to learning about being a sensitive or an empathic person in this world. So we decided to do something about that. We started talking with other amazing empathic people and learned so much that we felt we needed to share it with the world. We love what we do so much, and we get to talk to the most amazing people in the process, learn extraordinary things each and every time. Today, I have the joy of introducing Monica Jaramillo. She is one of our fabulous co-authors, my Shakti sister, and she is in our You Empath You anthology, which is launching, yes, on April 28th, 2022. Monica shared an amazing story in our book. We may even get to talk about it today. I'm really hopeful. And so let me share a brief introduction about my dearest Shakti sister here. Monica Jaramillo is a Shakti Leadership Fellow, Elevate Feminine Leadership Council co-facilitator, and True Purpose coach with a passion for people, art, traveling, feminine leadership, and yoga. Born in Medellin, Colombia, I hope I said that right, she has lived and worked in various countries, which opened her up to different cultures. Monica holds a master's degree in Jungian psychology and art therapy, and for 18 plus years, served as human resources executive in multinational companies. She is the founder of Rosita y Peppa, a platform to create consciousness around the grandmother archetype and Grandma's March, an event celebrating feminine wisdom. Monica loves mentoring women in her community and spending time with her nephews, Sebastian and Martin, and I, for one, am so grateful she's here. Welcome, my dear Monica.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that nice introduction. And I'm so happy to be here with both of you, amazing, wise, special women that I love. And and being part of this project, this book is just a delight for me. So thank you for this invitation. And I'm so happy to be here, just being able to share with both of you today.
I'm like effervescent with joy for you being here.
I know.
So thank you so much for being here. And Jade, will you get us started, please?
I absolutely will. Monica, can you tell us about your bigger vision?
Yes. So yeah, my bigger vision definitely is all related to my chapter that I wrote. The name of the chapter that I wrote is The Spaces in Between Roses, Miracles, and Tangerines. So definitely for me, something really juicy, and that's part of my life, of my story since I was a kid. And my vision is all inspiring feminine wisdom, but above that, inspired in my grandmothers, and I will tell a little bit more about that. And what it came to me when I had this call about the grandmothers is really to talk to the world about them and what they represent, what is this energy of the grandmothers, what they represent, and connect the world to that, because the times are so crazy and the world needs that. And interviewing so many people and finding other stories, I have realized that the grandmothers bring love. They are the symbol of bending time. They also offer the space of silence. They nurture. They connect us to the senses. They connect us to playing, which we adults forget how to do that. They connect us to nature, to the rituals, to ceremonies. They connect us to life celebration, and sometimes also how to deal with grief and death and difficult situations. So that's my vision, connect the world with that, and as well support women that are aging or that are grandmothers right now, because it's not only bringing the memories of the past to help others reconnect themselves with the essence, with what they really are, but it's also, what about the women that are aging today? And what about those women, like, for example, my mother? Someday I realized, well, she's a grandma too. And what about them? What is happening to them? And these women sometimes, they are not having a space, a voice, a place to, promote what they do in the world. Sometimes it's things that are connected to their art, or their hands are very manual because that's what they used to do in the past. So that's my vision, like come with these two things together and support in all ways the feminine, let's say. Yeah.
As I've watched this unfold, I just can't even wait for more and more and more of this juiciness. It then brings me to the question, Monica, like, who are the two central parts of your bigger vision?
So the two central parts are definitely my grandmas, as I just said. Their names are Rosita and Pepa. Actually, their names were Rosa, and everybody called her Rosita. She was so special. She wanted everybody to call her Rosita now. And Pepa, her name until today, I'm not sure if it was Josefa or Josefina, but everybody called her Pepa, and she even signed as Pepa. So for me, she's Pepa, and she will always be Pepa. And Rosita was the mom of my mother. Pepa was the mom of my father. And both of them are these special human beings that were part of my story. Amazing women that really opened their houses for me to be like this playground, and like enter into a new different world to discover new things. So both of them are really special, and I had the opportunity until I was an adult to be with them. So I not only have the memories when I was a child, but I have the memories of an adult being friends with my grandmas and talking to them and interviewing them and asking questions and having fun, drinking wine with them and laughing with them. So they really were some special women that made a difference, and I'm here because of them. Yes. So yeah.
Oh, wow,
Celebrate
Monica.
life with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in all that time that you got to spend with them, what would you like to share with the audience today that you learned from your grandmothers?
Oh, so much. But definitely both of them, they were leaders in their way, in their times. Rosita, she wanted to be a doctor, but she couldn't because women in that time, they were supposed to marry and have kids, but in her own way, she was a healer, so she was this woman that will heal her community, will heal her family, everybody that access to her. She will heal with her presence. She will heal with real herbs and always have remedies and always have recipes to heal everybody and everything. Even, oh my God, my hair is not growing. She will have something for you. If my nails are not growing, she will have something for you too. She was really always taking care of herself, and she was always wearing makeup, and she always really pretty. She was this artist and that I have that in me. And then comes the art therapy after that. She was always painting, sewing, doing things with her hands. And her house was this magic place that smelled like roses and full of different objects for different places in the world, of different stories. So she was a storyteller. She was definitely a storyteller. She was the best cook. And they really, both of them, my grandma Pepa, it was this sweet lady, white hair, the typical grandmother that will bake, and her house smelled like cake and coffee, Colombia coffee for sure. She will play with us like coffee parties, because it's not tea parties, but coffee parties. And with her granddaughters, she was very playful. So I get that from her. She loved to play. She will sit on the ground and under the table with us, just playing, like doing let's eat coffee, and they have these little teapots and all these things for us, and dolls. Both of them were very connected to nature. They loved plants to collect. Especially my grandma Rosita, she will ask everybody to bring seeds from all over the world. She will plant them, and I don't know, she will manage to grow these plants, even if it wasn't the right soil or the right weather, or she will just have this connection, and she will grow everything that her hands will touch it will grow. They will both connect me to the ocean, and that's something really special for me. I'm very connected to the ocean, and they love it. So most of the times on vacation time, we will go to the ocean, either with both of them or one or the other. I was not born by the ocean. We were born by the mountains, but we were very connected to the ocean because both of them, they love swimming, they love water. They were, if I can connect them to an element, they both were very water, very much, very feminine. They love partying, they love music, love dancing. So it's like, it's just joy, it's pure sensorial memories, and that's what they represent for me. And yeah, it's a celebration of life. That's what they represent again.
I only wish that I had met them.
I know. I wish they were here with me. Well, they are always here.
They are always here, really, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I mean, although I'm guessing we all can guess, but why are they so important to you? And more importantly, I think for the question is, what do they represent?
Yeah. For me, they represent like the real feminine wisdom. That's what they represent. That they connect me to that, to understand that being a woman, in the times that I was born and that we are now, sometimes we're called to be a female or a woman, forgetting about this caring, touching things. Because when I was growing up, it's like, no, you have to work. You have to, no, women nowadays, we have to work. We don't cook anymore. We don't do nothing. We just have to be successful and work because we need to create a space here in society, and we have to travel the world and all that, which is amazing. And I think we need that as well. And we need to create that space. But in the middle of all that, we forgot about what is to be really feminine and what is to connect to that feminine energy. And we forgot about the importance of touching food and cooking and the senses and connecting to nature and playing, because we are so important and successful and so busy in our lives that we don't have time for that. That's for old people, that's for grandmas. And we don't know what we're missing about that. That connection is all about being human. So that's what they represent for me, is that remember who we really are and why are we here in this world. Yeah.
Oh, so amazing, Monica. What's a common theme that you've seen in the grandmother's journey?
Yes. So one of the common themes that I've seen, and I talked at the beginning, that amazed me every time more and more, is that grandmas are the symbol of time, and because they are available, and more than symbol of time is spending time. Grandmas have the time that our mothers or fathers or whoever was raising us, they didn't have. They had the time to play, they have the time to talk or even be there in silence, caring about you. And time nowadays is something also so difficult. It became almost like an asset that people is like, oh, I don't have this time. I don't have time to give to others. Grandmas are the symbol of silence as well. It's like they can just be there, and they just with a look, they can educate you. Just with a look, they can give you love, and just with a hug, that's it, all you need. And especially of love, it connects love and childhood. It connects when people start remembering, or even me, about the grandmothers. We just go back to when we were a child, and we start remembering those sensorial, that's another thing, sensorial memories, smells and colors, or yummy things that we used to do when we were kids. So yeah, that's it.
Amazing. And so what would you tell someone, like maybe me, that doesn't have a grandmother, or my grandmothers are gone long ago, or doesn't have contact with them? What would you tell them?
That's a great question. So it's funny because last year, while I was doing the Grandma's March event, one wise woman, actually, she's from Australia and she's a shaman. She asked me, do you have kids? And she happens to be a grandma. She has, she's a grandma in all the ways energetically, but she has grandchildren. And I say, no, I don't have kids of my own. And she said, well, so you're doing all this about the grandma, and you will never gonna experience what is to be a grandma. Have you thought about that? I said, no. And I was almost like crying, like, oh my God, really? I'm not. And she said, you know why I ask you that? Because grandma is not that person that biologically is your grandma by blood. Grandma is that person that is giving you time. That person could be anybody. You can be grandma to someone. You can give that energy of grandmother to somebody else. You can be that energy to your nephews. You can be to a friend. You can be to a neighbor. You can be to somebody that needs care. So somebody in our lives somehow has played that role of the grandmother, of the loving, the caring, the time, the playing. And that's a way that you can understand that it's not necessary that I didn't have a grandma, but somebody played that role. And if we didn't have a grandmother, there are ways to connect to them. There are really ways to connect to our ancestors, and simple ways as just lighting a candle and put the intention, and they will come in your dreams. They will whisper to you if you pay attention. So you can connect to your grandmas, even if, well, I didn't have the chance to meet them. And I know through the stories they were amazing women, or maybe not, because of everybody has their own stories, but that's another way. So, yeah.
Oh, Monica, that's amazing. You have the empath in me in tears. So, and I got to meet my grandmothers.
Oh,
So if someone wants to connect with you or learn more about your work, where do they do it? And what can you offer?
thank you. Yes. So first I created an Instagram account that is called @RositaPepa. And there is one of the places that you can find all about the grandmothers, all about what is my grandmothers and what about what I do. There is a website called www.rositapepa.com also, where I have all the stories and all the grandma's march past videos and everything. In there you can find the email to reach out to me. And what I can offer is all those stories. But right now, also what I can offer with all my experience in human resources, in coaching and art therapy is coaching in a way that I can help you bring the story of your life and understand how you can connect that to your career, to your life, to the needs that you have. And through art therapy is an amazing instrument to connect to symbols, to your own story, to understand more about you. So that's another way that I can support. So definitely, yeah, reach out there, and yeah, we can learn things together.
Would you be willing to spell Rosita Pepa for us to make sure everyone can find you?
Yes. ROSITAPEPA.
Wonderful.
And then
Thank you.
.com, or those are the words also for the Instagram. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much, Monica. You brought a whole different group of insights to everyone today, connecting into that greater space that the grandmothers create, whether it was your grandmother or you playing that role, like you so beautifully and eloquently explained. What the big vision is, which is so exciting for everyone to hear. And thank you so much for taking the time to be in the book, to be willing to be in the summit and share all of your insight with us today, Monica.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, both of you, for creating this space for so many amazing women sharing their stories, their experiences. This is medicine, like the grandmothers, they are medicine. This is medicine, what you're doing. So I'm so excited to be part of this, and really thank you from my heart. Much love.
Well, thank you, listeners, and thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, everyone, for being here while we're doing this summit. And the 99-cent Kindle launch is on its way. Now, April 28th, 2022, which is like the year you're watching this more than likely, we are doing this Amazon bestseller campaign. And where we need you to go is to our website, which is EMPATHUbook.com. Now, that is spelt the letter U, like the university, empath, EMPATHYOUBOOK.com. So EMPATHUbook.com is where you go on April 28th. How do you remember to go there? Grab your communication device, whichever kind you use, set yourself an event in your calendar for April 28th, set a few alarms, maybe 2 or 3, because you might be busy. Empaths, we usually are out helping others and really busy in our world, so that when it bings, you can just click on that website, EMPATHUbook.com, go there. You'll be able to click on buy book now. It'll take you right into Amazon, make it easy peasy. Grab your 99-cent copy. You've got 19 stories, 20 plus tools, and tons of practices on how to take care of yourself. And when you have bought the book, you come back to our EMPATHUbook.com website and you put in the receipt number. There, after you do that, you get the bonuses of all of our partners and authors who are offering you a free gift for helping us get to Amazon bestseller and for buying the book on April 28th. We thank you so much. Take the time to listen to the insights of the other authors because they too will bring you more information, empaths. We thank you so much for joining us. Aloha.